Welcome back to another video. Let's change some brakes, rotors and pads, as well as some e-brake shoes. Let's get into it. Start by giving this baby a turn. Now I'm going to want to compress the brakes so that I can slip the pads in and out. Small pry bar going in between here, finding where I can grab on just to the disc brake and prying the caliper back. So see how I can that's the maximum. See how now everything's nice and loose? Now I can begin by taking apart my caliper to 13 millimeters. Take your caliper, take your two sliders. It's like almost nothing, and they're rotten. Next, I need to remove this bracket to take the rotor off, and those are two 19 millimeter bolts at the back. Just like that, bracket's out, disc is off. Talk about a ridge. In my opinion, the most important part where your discs mount is having a clean surface everywhere so that your rotors are fixed evenly. Now that this is cleaned, more or less, we're gonna hit it with some zinc spray. And that should help with the rust. We're ready to throw the rotors back on. Caliper bracket with the greased slider pins and greased bracket for the brakes. Everything by hand. Nice. Two new Techstar brake pads. Some wind, but that's okay. Okay, slide this in. Your two caliper bolts. Impact. Everything by hand. Do it like a toiga. I'm going to start off by removing these two slider pins, which seem to be loose already. Slightly concerning. And if you have like a drill bit, or maybe you have like another pin, as you can use it to slide them out. Oh, these are in extremely rough shape. With your pry bar, you can go ahead, pry on the cylinder to try to push it open while keeping tension on this side. I'm going to start to pry the other side. There we go. Now these should slide out. They're actually not in rough shape. I'm going to replace them because the discs are shot and I don't want to reuse this crap. To release the rotor, I need to undo two 15 millimeter bolts here on the back. I was so wrong. They're actually 17 millimeters. Let's see if I can get my impact in here. Those are out. Oh, these seals are destroyed. I'll be buying a seal repair kit for this. This you can just hang up inside here, like so. Inside the car, you need to make sure that the emergency handbrake is fully released. You shouldn't have any contact, and this should move quite freely. I'm now going to release the lock bolt for the rotor. I usually like to hit it with a hammer. Also, a couple of taps that'll help loosen off any rust. Quick push, and it should come free. Now, you're going to want to give that a tap, and this should slide off. Good news, everyone. I know why the e-brake doesn't work. The shoes are just non-existent here. This side has some material on the brakes. For the e-brake, underneath the car, you have your e-brake adjuster here, and it looks like mine is on the maximum. I'm going to spray that with some WD-40. Let's see if I can loosen it off. It's a 13 millimeter. That's more or less loose. I can see the cables are loose. And that's what you want when you're touching your emergency brake system. There's one. There's two. Down here, there's two springs on here and this side. Your needle nose pliers, wedge, and pull out. And then your spring should come loose. Unhook from the other side. And that's it. It's very important that all these points of contact you see get cleaned with a wire wheel so that as you put the new shoes on, the friction that happens in the movement is more free. Before we install our new brake shoes here, what we're going to do is add a dab of MOS2 to everywhere where the brakes make contact. Also, this adjuster wheel will do the same. Now, whenever you need to make your adjustment, and once we put the rotors on, everything's going to spin freely and it'll be comfortable to work with. You have your adjuster at the top. Here's where your adjuster sits. One here, other one this side. Make sure they're all in the right position. What you're going to do, spring from the back, clip in, adjuster in. Then we're going to compress, put these in place, and take our lock pins. And to get this bottom spring in, all we're going to do is fish this here, clip it in the bottom, come to here, or use the hub as tension, and stretch that in. Nice. And that is how you do the installation of the brake shoes. With the shoes in place, we can go about installing our rotor. You want to make sure that your pins are lined up. So we have the center bolt here. And we can go ahead and install our lock for the rotor with some MOS2. Inside here, through one of our bolt holes, we need to come find that adjuster, long flathead screwdriver, and go ahead and start adjusting it. Now it's starting to feel like I can't adjust it anymore, and there's a lot of friction there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to release it 1 to 2 turns. 1, 2, okay, let's say 3. 3 turns, I'm going to release it. So I can still hear that there's some slight contact. That's not bad. This cable is adjusted. With both sides adjusted, I'm gonna come into the car, check the adjuster. That feels pretty stinking good. It looks like we're about ready to reinstall the brake caliper. Let's give this a quick clean. Like that. The old heads are gonna be freaking out over me doing this. Guys, do you know how much weight these cables can hold? You're not gonna be killing anybody by hanging some calipers off them, all right? Take this, throw that in there. New brake pads. A little bit of this, because that's where it's going to contact metal. Slip that in there. That's okay. I think I just need a full new rear caliper set. The seals are gone. I can do a repair seal kit, but sometimes it's just worth it to have it new, you know? Line this pin up. Just like that, the brake calipers are installed with new shoes. After you change your brakes, always pump up the pedal before you go for a drive. I don't care who you are. It's most important. Otherwise, you could come to a stop, your foot goes to the floor, and then you continue driving. Once again, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you are changing your brakes, or maybe you're having trouble with your e-brake on a 190D, this might help you. This might explain some things. This might help you make some adjustments. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, follow, all the button things. It helps a ton. I really appreciate it. All your comments, all your feedback, I appreciate every single one of them. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.